Hey, good afternoon. I'm Larry with our FLX 2108DS, and we are about to start the winterization process. So I've gone ahead and removed the covers underneath the sink, the heating unit, the Truma AquaGo, and the call it the low point drains there in the bathroom. This should be very similar to all the FLX models. So I'm going to start moving on to do a couple things here. First, we're going to start outside with the Truma AquaGo. Come back in, do the low point drains, and we'll show where to bypass a few items, and then start running the antifreeze through the system. So stand by, and here we go. Okay, so here we're going to empty the Truma AquaGo. Super easy to do. Again, release the pressure valve to start, and then basically we're just going to open up this lever here, pull down, watch the filter release, and then remove any water that's in the tank. So super easy to winterize the Truma AquaGo. This basically is it. We're going to bypass the valves on the inside here in just a few minutes. Unfortunately, I failed to hit go on the videotape, so the water pretty much has already been drained from this, but I am going to leave this off until we get to the end, and then come back and tighten it back up or lock it back in place. The low point drains are underneath the back end of the FLX. Again, I've popped the valves on the inside there. I'll go back and kind of show you that again, because I'm pretty sure I failed to hit record on this too. So I want to make sure that we have a full understanding of what's happening out here on the back end. So it looks like the water's pretty much come to an end. So here, give me a couple seconds to catch back up. Okay, here I am underneath the bathroom sink. This is where the low point drain valve openings are at. So basically we're gonna just take these levers here, pull up on them. That'll release the pressure in the line, but then we're going to want to go and turn on a couple of the faucets. I've turned on all three, so basically the sink faucet, the kitchen sink, and the shower are all on to assist in the drainage. All right, now that we're done draining the water lines through the low point drains, I'm going to close up these valves, and then we're going to actually move on to bypassing the Truma AquaGo. So I'm just going to do this real quick. Slide to the right just to show you this. It'll be tight to get back there. But it's okay, back here at the Truma AquaGo, we're going to bypass the hot and cold water. Again, super easy to do. We do not want any of the RV antifreeze going into the Truma AquaGo. That is according to Truma, not a good thing, for lack of better words. So basically, we're going to just take these valves and turn them so that the line is parallel, and that is going to bypass any water entering at the bottom here, and then obviously the hot water won't come out here at the top, so it'll just kind of circulate right past it. Now, before opening these back up in the spring, we'll call it, you're definitely going to want to flush the lines before we start using the AquaGo in the spring. The pump, to turn the pump on, it's located here strictly on the main, we'll call it the panel. Super easy to do. We're just going to turn that water pump on at this time in preparation to start running antifreeze through the lines. Okay, prior to turning the water pump on, we're going to want to take this black hose, make sure valve is open, make sure that valve is closed, because that's going to draw water from the your water tank. So if you haven't used, or if you've used your water tank over the course of the summer, again, we're going to close that valve up at this time. So again, you can see that the pump has been primed, and we're basically ready to start running water through the system. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to this part, but typically I always start at the furthest point. I'm going to call it the furthest point in this case, the back sink here. Again, no rhyme or reason, whether it's hot, cold. You just see the hot. You see some pink coming through there, we're gonna shut that off. Do the same thing with the cold. Watch for pink to come through. Pink is coming through. Turning our attention to the shower, making sure I hopefully don't get a shower sprayed on this. Just gonna take the hose, put it down low. And then again, hot first. But obviously I've done this wrong, so we're gonna turn that on. There we got pink. Again, same thing with the cold. Wait till pink comes through. Just watch for that pink. Great thing, it's easy to see on the white surface. Okay, so now we've got water through both the both the sink, we'll call it the sink in the bathroom, the shower, and now the hose. You're going to have to replace, to do the front sink, we're going to put a new thing of antifreeze on the line, so give me just a second to catch back up here. Okay, we got the new gallon of antifreeze back on the tank. So again, hot side first. I don't know why, just do it that way. Watch for the pink. There we have it, closing that up. And then again, on the cold water side, just kind of watch for that pink again. All right, so we're good there. As you can see, the way the hose is, I couldn't quite get that down to the bottom, but that's okay because we're going to use this here in just a few minutes to pour into the drains. So now moving on to the toilet. Again, nothing overly complicated. We're just going to push the lever down to the toilet. We see pink already. I'm going to grab this remaining gallon of juice. I'm going to pour this all into the toilet. I'm going to actually make sure that gets all into the gray tank, or not the gray, but the black tank, as we want to put a little bit of extra juice in there for anything that's kind of, we'll call it leftover. All right, so there we are. We're actually going to come back and here near the end, I'm going to do a couple other things on the inside before moving outside to just kind of top off the both the P-traps in the tub, sink. We're going to put a little bit more on the toilet there, and then back here in the kitchen sink as well. Okay, we're back on the the outside spray port located on the passenger side of the trailer. Again, we have the outdoor shower on the driver's side of the trailer. So we're gonna start here with the spray port. Again, best practice to me would be to just kind of get this into a bucket versus just putting it on the ground. Thankfully, where we store our trailer, there is a dump station on site. Worst case, just take this home and put it into your toilet and flush the toilet at home. So again, just kind of watch for the pink. And we have, all right, we are going to do the same now here for the outdoor shower. So again, again, preference, hot water first. That, I guess it really doesn't matter. Putting it into the bucket, watch for the pink. I'm trying to keep it in the bucket. I'm not a professional videographer, so I do see pink. There we go. And now we have the cold water on. Watching again for pink. And looks like we are good there as well. Okay, we've closed up the outdoor shower. That's been now winterized. I'm going to close up the Truma as well. Again, making sure the pressure release valve is closed. Reinserted the filter, closed up the lever. Again, just pop this back up on top. Here's a good time just to kind of make sure this is actually off. So again, middle off, power, power either can go up or down, depending on your preference. So again, outside is done. We got the spray port completed. Actually, I told you I was going to dump the pink into the RV waste, but in this case, I think I'm actually going to put it in back into use inside both the gray tank and the toilet, or at least you know, the P traps in the tub and the shower and the bathroom sink. Okay, moving back on to the inside, I've shut the pump off. We have everything winterized. I'll go through my mental checklist here just to kind of make sure that's the case again. But now kind of taking the hose out of the RV antifreeze, tuck that hose back in there, cleaned it up, and just kind of going to reverse course here now and put everything back together for the winter. So again, I mentioned last thing to do here really is to take the remaining RV antifreeze, just kind of top off the P traps, just kind of pour a little bit in there, get into the bathroom sink as well. And we'll repeat that process for the shower at the same time. And like I mentioned, I'm going to actually pour down the outside RV fluid into, or the RV antifreeze into the toilet. Okay, last thing we're going to do is actually put some RV antifreeze into both the black valve, black tank flush, and then the freshwater or the city inlet. And it won't take much, just a few pumps here. This hand pump I'm using is a Camco hand pump. Super easy to get our hands on. And we'll call that good. So again, just move this off of the black tank flush. Now we're going to move it over to the city inlet. This is the first time we actually have had a black tank flush on our trailer, so it's something new for this year. But we'll make sure that we don't miss a step here. Again, wanting to make sure that we winterize the trailer fully and properly. So it looks like. Okay, moving on to the city intake, or the city water, we'll call it. Again, just pressurizing the Camco hand pump, pushing it into the line. Again, you know, there we go. That's all we're going to need. All right, so again, that kind of is the synopsis of how to winterize your Micro Mini Flex. Again, we have the 2108 DS, but the process is going to be very similar to the other models at the same time, whether you have the twin bed or a bunkhouse. So the concept is the same. Super easy to do. It took me all of maybe half hour. That includes videotaping. If I weren't videotaping it, because I do want to share and show this with you, probably would have been just a smidge quicker. But again, feel free to ask questions. I am going to respond as soon as I'm able. But again, super easy process, and have a great day.